Did you always know that you wanted to be a creative, grow up and be in the creative industry when you were young?
I guess so. You know what I mean? I guess, and then I started with writing, you know what I mean? I guess writing songs and poems and takes you anywhere, you know what I mean? When you write something, you have the ability to make it true, false, or super, super imaginary. So I guess that, you know, from that world, it just opened itself up to all other things. And if you use that mindset in other places, that, you know, I guess you could just become creative killer.
Right. Do you remember the first song that you wrote that that made you think, hey, I could do this for a while and I might be kind of good at it?
Well, I wrote a lot of songs, but I think like the first song that actually worked was, you know, Crisscross Jump, basically, and that basically was like the song that let me know my power of writing, because it's the thing about writing, you just not write, but then it's the way that you write and the things that you put into writing that created that type of song.
When you're writing a song, like something like Jump, for instance, what usually comes first for you? Is it, you know, the lyrical content, like you said you saw these people jumping at concerts, or is it more that you start with the melody or the song, or does it just depend?
Yeah, well, the music is more or less, well, Jump actually was, I had to find a record that actually made me feel like jumping. You know what I mean? That's the thing, I had to make something that felt like, without me telling you, you heard it and you wanted to do this.
Right.
Now, it sounds really crazy because you just have to imagine that. But if you're in the studio and you're listening to your own music, 9 times out of 10, it should make you dance, or it should make you do something. If it doesn't, then 9 times out of 10, that's what people are going to do when they hear it. They're not going to do anything.
Right.
So if I'm in the studio and I'm jumping around, I'm dancing to my own music, I'm thinking, there's no way nobody else is not going to do this, because I'm the person that's making it. I should be the lesser of the part, right? So that's just it. Musically sometimes, and then other times it's you know, lyrics. Lyrics spark the record, but for the most part, it's the music that actually takes me in the direction I need to go.
So you are, you're CEO, you're a songwriter, you're a producer, you're in Global 14 right now. What is the different, how does the process behind each of these endeavors differ in terms of creativity?
It's pretty much the same. I've been telling like all my friends and all of artists and everybody that comes around the studio that I got this big, super big banner of Global 14 in the studio. And I tell people every day, this is the biggest artist that I've ever created, because for one, the artists don't talk back, and then, but no, it's the biggest artist because it's actually created in the same mindset that I would create anything else. It was something that was discovered by me, and my constant babysitting, if we want to say, actually unveiled a lot of different things that showed me things that I should do to this artist before I let the world see it, basically. And it's pretty much the same thing. I continue to keep putting time into this as if I would put time into an artist. You know, I tell people all the time, like when people see Bow Wow, it took Bow Wow 2 years to actually come out. He was with me at 11, and then he came out at like 12, and that's when people actually saw him. So I was putting that same time into him, driving him around, showing him things, teaching him a lifestyle, how to talk in interviews, all kind of stuff that we was going through that people never actually got a chance to even see. And then when they saw the product, it was Bow Wow, and it was boom, and you know what I mean? And he sold 3 million records his first album. So it's like that same process is the same thing I put into Global 14.
With, from everything from, you've been doing this for a very long time, plus you're online all the time and dealing with critics and that kind of thing. How do you maintain your creative edge? Like, how do you come up with these fresh ideas and, keep going? I
mean, well, for me, I just understand that that's all that matters. The creativity side and those that actually want to hear it, they are there. You know what I mean? I think a lot of times people stop believing that they have people out there that want to hear what's going on. I know that I still have people out there that really want to hear this and see things. And I know that, you know, you can't get comfortable in life either. That's one thing that I've been telling like a lot of my friends recently, is that you gotta understand that you create a box that you're in, but you gotta take yourself out of that box often so that you'll understand that the rest of the world is not like that box.
So, you know, Jermaine Dupri, the brand, is obviously everywhere right now. You're on Twitter, you have Global 14, you're making music. Are there other brands, music related or otherwise, that you see doing interesting things kind of on a holistic level?
I think that everybody should ultimately do what I'm doing at some point, you know, because the control aspect is endless at that point. You know what I mean? I think you hear artists all the time complaining about the record labels, and you hear, you hear the music business as a whole complaining that the internet messed up the music business. I don't believe it. I personally believe that the music business stayed where it was, and the internet just kept moving. And the music business should keep moving with the internet.
You think the music business will catch up with the internet? I mean,
eventually, yeah, they have to see. I mean, you know, seeing things like what I'm doing and other things that people are doing, they definitely gonna see it. I mean, you know, you got Google making music now. You know, Google just did the Busta Rhymes deal, and I think he signed to Google, and they made his video, and it's all like, what's gonna either happen is that the music business is gonna go from where it is to here, and the social world is gonna take over the music business, or the music business has to keep up. You know what I mean? It's either or. It's not even they don't have a choice. It's basically because this world is going, this side of the street is moving, and this side of the street is just, you know, trickling down. You gotta hurry up and catch up.
So much of your creations seem to come out of you know, gaps that you see in the landscape.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like real things. That's what I'm saying. If I see something that needs to happen, I usually put it into my creativity. Whether it's a song, you know, if I see that, you know, it's an artist that's needed. You can watch the Grammys and basically sit there and analyze the Grammys and say, what's needed? Is there a new young artist that's
Where's
needed?
the opportunity?
What is needed right now for this show that's missing? And you could ask anybody and they'll be like, nothing. We love everybody. But then I could sit there and be like, nah, we need a new 13-year-old kid. You know, Justin Bieber's basically an example of that. You take him and say, you know, NSYNC was gone, Backstreet Boys is gone, New Kids on the Block is gone. Hello, this is easy, you know.
Right.
Just put him here and he should basically be that new version of that, basically. So there's like, you just have to think, and you have to use your life and use the world that you're in to actually figure out where you need to go.